Fucking credible.
What's up, my Retrogian fans? And this is Retro Outside the Box. I'm Retro Rogue.
This is Luke the Duke coming at you guys.
And man, do we have a show for you today. We've all been waiting for it. I know I've been waiting for it for months. And let's be honest, there's a whole bunch of us out there that ruined the Flash pilot for ourselves. We watched that shit when it got leaked online. I will admit it, I did it. I watched it online, but I promised I wouldn't say anything about it, and I didn't. And then last week, it premiered, and it was just as awesome, which is kind of sad because I watched that damn pilot episode so many times, and it was still awesome when it aired last week. But tonight, we got to watch the episode we've been waiting to watch. Episode 2, Fastest Man Alive. Oh, snap. And from the looks of it, especially from the promos, it looks like we're going to get a new villain, superpower villain, new superpower situation every week, and this week was no exception. Luke, my friend, I mean, we watched it. It was fast-paced, non-stop, start to finish. Your thoughts, sir?
It was worth the wait. The months of waiting and just, it's finally here. I don't know what else to say. It's finally here, and we saw it, and it's awesome, and I love it.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Okay, let's start with the premise. All right, so here we have, it's been a couple of weeks since the pilot episode. His Flash suit is fully realized. He's got the lightning bolts all up on him, and I like the fact that the lightning bolts on his suit are actually functional.
Yeah.
Like the one on his chest, it keeps it monitors his vitals. The one on his communication. I like that. I like that. You know, they're not just for show. They actually have a function. But we pick up, and he is in full swing, like the Scarlet Speedster. He hasn't been called the Flash yet, but he is like just a red blur kind of. I kind of like that they kind of, you know, do an homage to Smallville. They kind of do this kind of red blur kind of with the red blue blur with Clark. But I mean, you know that he, you know, and he's right now he's more of a myth, kind of like a
I've kind of seen
urban legend
kind of
And he go, you know, the show, as much as it is, I like that it's about the, you know, him finding other metahumans and stopping them. It was very internal too. You know, he was dealing with a whole lot of, you know, can he do this? Should he do this? And I'm not gonna lie, the villain in this one kind of had me confused. I don't know who Multiplex is. I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah, I mean the closest was just like the Marvel version.
Yeah, Multiple Man is who he reminded me of.
Yeah.
But he was almost, I felt like, a side story. It didn't seem like the main
dad.
Yeah, it was
seemed like the main.
Seemed like
story.
more like it seemed like a episode about the parallels between Barry and his father, and Barry and Detective West, who obviously was the dad.
Yeah.
You know, to Barry coming up as a kid. But oh man, I mean, it is rare. Like I said, it is, and I go back to the Guardians of the Galaxy review that we did when I said, you know, it's rare in action movies that you find an action movie where the dialogue of the storyline is as compelling as the action, if not more so. Like when you ask people what their favorite parts of that movie, and a lot of it is dialogue. A lot of it is situations not pertaining to the action. And I feel that way about this show.
Oh yeah, and the way that he carries himself too is, I think in that show they have such a great like rat-a-tat, a great back and forth between the characters, to where just their like comedic humor is enough to carry the show. Like their little jokes here and there, just spot on throughout the show.
Right. There's a scene in the show where Barry kind of gets caught up a little bit, and his response was so funny because it was just like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" You know, it's kind of like, but I told you actually paused the show because I was like, man, that reaction reminded me of Andrew Garfield in the second Spider-Man movie, the scene where he's like, I was cleaning the chimney. She's like, we don't have a chimney. It just tickled me so much, and it's that kind of simplistic humor that I really enjoy in the show. And you don't just get it from Barry, you get it from several of the other actors in it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing with these these characters are like throwing me for a loop because first off, let's just be real about it. Right now, whether he knows it or not, Barry is hanging out with the enemy.
Yeah,
You've got old girl, what is it, Caitlin Snow, I think is her name? Something Snow. I don't know if it's Caitlin or not. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Correct me in the comments below. It becomes Killer Frost. Then you've got the dude, I can't think of his freaking name. It's like, I'm just losing it. I've had a few beers, forget it. But he becomes Vibe. So these are two Flash rogues, okay? But at this moment right now, from everything I see, they're good guys.
Yeah.
There's nothing evil about them. I don't know what changes down the line. I mean, but it's hard to even comprehend that they're eventually gonna become villains. And then there's the freaking big elephant in the room, Harrison Wells, which I discussed this with him, and I feel like I need to say this because I've watched a lot of reviews online and on YouTube and about the Flash and speculations of the characters and stuff, and everybody is consumed with this belief that Wells is in fact one of the Reverse Flashes. I have an alternative idea of who Wells is. Please let me know if you agree, disagree, think I'm full of shit, or think I'm a freaking genius for saying it, because I believe I'm a genius. But don't we all? There's a character in the DC universe who also exists in the real world. And he is himself in the DC universe with a twist, and that is legendary writer Orson Welles, who in the DC universe, he wrote the book The Time Machine, but the book is based on his actual adventures. He actually created this time machine. And to document his journeys, he wrote the book as a way to document his journeys. And he has run into the Justice League on occasion, including the Flash. So I'm theorizing that maybe this is Orson Welles, who is trying to protect or maybe even save the Flash from some kind of impending doom. That being said, after watching tonight's episode, I don't know what the hell to think, because...
And your theory's not that far-fetched. I mean, the way he speaks right there at the end, that he says, oh, he's not called the Flash yet. I don't know. I'm buying into your theory.
But the hole in that theory, though, is Orson Welles wouldn't have killed old boy. Not from the comic book.
See, and even then, it's so hard to...
Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen the episode. Spoilers. That happens. Spoilers.
But, because it makes it sound like he's trying to save Barry, he's trying to protect Barry. So whether he's playing the villain or good guy at this point. It's just kind of up in the air. Seems like.
I hope that it is a situation where he is maybe just a misguided cat from the future, and that maybe Barry can redeem him, like save him, because I like him. I really like his character. It's like I'm watching him, and they every episode. I mean, there's only 2 episodes, but still, though, at the end of both these episodes, he is just casted deeper and deeper as this ominous kind of villain character. I'm like, what the hell is he? Is he a villain? Is he a good guy? I think that is the point of this season. I think that this isn't going to be about so much, like in Arrow, there is always a big bad. Yeah. I think this is going to be more along the lines of Gotham. Not so much as there is one primary big bad, but there is or not even that there is a conspiracy, but that there is just a whole bunch of new happening at once.
Yeah.
Okay, the explosion of that fucking particle accelerator causing all these pocket dimensional energies and stuff to leak into their universe and creating all these metahumans. I think that it's just a bunch of new at once. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just like people are springing up with power, some good, some bad. I think right now we're dealing with a lot of the bad. But I am looking forward to when we get into some of the metahumans who turn out to be heroes.
Fucking incredible.